Hi everyone, it's Andy Zitzmann, founder of the GAMETIME Movement, where I'm on a mission to helping you and 1 million other people step up your game. In this short 3 to 5 minutes every day, I'm going to provide you with inspiration, motivation, and empowering information so that you can wake up, have a little pick-me-up, get fired up so that you step up on a daily basis. So get ready, because it's time, it's your time, it's game time. Hey, what's up everyone? It's Andy Zitzmann and welcome to today's show. Today it's Tuesday, the final Tuesday of the year. And today I figured I'd just take a moment to kind of slow it down and get real with you because, I was reading something and actually watched a video today from Garrett White and it just hit me hard. And Garrett was talking about blame and shame versus responsibility and accountability. And it hit me hard because, I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest with y'all and I gotta be honest with myself that, this year, although it was a great year in many, many ways, I played a little bit of the blame and shame game. And I wanted to share this with you because, hopefully it helps, a few of you that might have done the same and or are doing the same right now to snap out of it and get back into the accountability and responsibility, which is what this is all about, right? Our life is about being accountable and being responsible for our life because we know that we can create the world that we want to live in if we just make decisions to do that. And here's what's happened for me. So I had a great year. I invested in coaching. I invested in a lot of programs and a lot of things that, I was expecting to get certain results from. And in many cases, I got some great results. And in other cases, I didn't get some great results, And my go-to initially for a few of these was to blame other people. Blame the program, blame the coach, blame what I didn't get, what they said they would provide that I didn't get, and just blame. And what would happen is I'd go from blaming them to then getting angry about it. And it just completely took me down. It took me down a path of negativity, a path of, frustration, a path where, some mornings I'd wake up and I was just pissed off. And, when we do that to ourselves, it just starts a downward spiral. And if we don't snap out of it pretty quick, it can take us out completely. I know in my 20s, actually, I fueled myself off of anger. In my teens as well, I fueled myself off of anger. And you know what that led to? That led to me becoming a drug addict. I couldn't handle, my life. I couldn't handle the stresses of life. And so, although the anger really fueled me and it led me to a lot of success, anger can be a very motivating force. However, it doesn't last. And it's the same with blame and shame. If we're going to blame other people for our results, then we're just going to go down a path where we're never going to get to where we want to go. Don't get me wrong. A lot of the people that I did blame, definitely deserve some blame. They didn't step up and deliver what they said they would, and so, they deserve some blame. But at the end of the day, I made those decisions to invest in them. I made the decision to actually, not communicate better with them on what wasn't going right and what was going right. I made the decision not to hold them accountable to what they said they would deliver. I have to look at myself ultimately and say, no matter what they did wrong, I did some things wrong too. And not only that, but my reaction to it was wrong. Blaming them was wrong. Instead of just communicating, getting on the same page and either saying, you know what, let's move forward together or let's not move forward together. I could have done those things and I didn't, and it got me angry and it really started to bring some negativity into my world in the second half of this year. And so I wanted to share it with you because, once I got present with myself, and I actually overcame this a few months ago, but just hearing this from Garrett White today just really reminded me that people need to hear this, right? Because we all experience it. It's natural for us to blame other people. It's natural for us to get frustrated. It's natural for us to play the victim because you know what? It's easier. It's just easy to say, you know what? My results, they're not my fault. The challenges I've had, the lack of success or the lack of progress, not my fault. Someone else's fault. But when we say it's our fault, then we can start to actually do something, and change that and turn it around. We can become accountable and responsible. And the other thing Garrett talked about was the shame. So, on one hand, we blame, and on the other hand, we shame. So we're either blaming others or blaming ourselves. Now, when we blame ourselves, that's okay as long as we don't shame ourselves. And, I've done that too. I didn't really do that too much this year. I've gotten a little bit stronger with my self-talk, with how I treat myself, my self-love. But, in the past, I used to shame myself all the time. I used to call myself myself an idiot. I'd say you're stupid, you're a moron, you're going to get fired. I mean, I'd have one of the best quarters of my life and then tell myself I'm going to get fired, that I was dumb, that I was incapable, that I wasn't, that I was a fraud, that I wasn't, really doing the best that I could do. And just always talking down to myself, beating myself up, boom, 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 and then ultimately, just not feeling good inside. And here's the thing. If you want to create the world that you want to live in, which is hopefully a world of meaning, purpose, passion, fulfillment, happiness, all those big, great words, then if you're going to shame yourself down to the bottom if you don't pay attention to how you speak to yourself, to how you're actually communicating to yourself. So again, blame and shame. Do you want to play the game of blame and shame and ultimately not get to where you're going? Or do you want to play the game of accountability and responsibility? Because in your heart, you know what I'm talking about. You know the instances where you've blamed other people and where you've shamed yourself. And you also know that when you hold yourself accountable and that you say, I'm going to take responsibility for my results and only I'm responsible for those results. Well, perhaps maybe your higher power too if you have some faith. But at the end of the day, only you are accountable and responsible for your results. And when you focus on those things, it allows you to take, really just snap out of any negativity into a place of positivity and take yourself, your life, your business to a whole new level. I know it's worked magic for me that when I let go of blame, I let go of anger, and I stop talking down to myself, all of a sudden, the world starts to respond in a totally different way. And the reality is this. You are, as Garrett White says, you are a divine creator. I am a divine creator. We were put on this earth to do something great. If you're listening to this or watching this right now, it's no coincidence. You are here for a reason. You are listening to this for a reason. And it's because you know that you're capable of greatness. You know that you are a divine creator and that you know you can create the world you want to live in. So take a moment today. Think about all the people you blamed this year for your problems, for your struggles, for your results. Think about all the people you blamed. And take a moment, write down those names. And for those that you want, reach out to them, have a conversation, and tell them you're sorry. Tell them you're sorry for blaming them. And that you are going to now hold yourself accountable and responsible for either taking care of that relationship, ending that relationship, but most importantly, moving on with your life to be accountable and responsible to do great things going into 2015 because you deserve that. So, write down the people that you blamed and then any shame that you're going, think about the things that you normally say to yourself when you're not happy with yourself. Just write down some of those statements. You're not good enough. You're an idiot. You're stupid. Write those things down and see how it feels to actually say that to yourself. And then make the decision going into 2015 that every time you want to go into the shame mode, you're not gonna. You're going to go into the love mode. You're going to give yourself some love. You're going to remind yourself that, yes, you know what? You can be negative. You can have bad feelings. You can talk down to yourself. And you can also make the decision to flip it like that. It's time. It's your time to be the divine creator in your life and in your business and to take 2015 to a whole new level. No blame, no shame. Just accountability and responsibility. No blame, no shame. It's a new game, and it's game time. Hey, thanks for tuning in today, and thanks for stepping up your game. Here's what you can do to spread the movement. Go to GAMETIMEMovement.com and be sure to share your Game Time Moment of the day, your GMOTD, so that others will feel compelled to share their Game Time moments too. And if you haven't already, subscribe on iTunes or Stitcher Radio, and please be so kind to leave a rating and review so that we can reach 1 million people and encourage them to step up their game too. This is Andy Zitzmann reminding you it's your time, it's game time. Till next time.